Look at this match. Do you see the material? What's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Tasha. I do mainly beauty content with some lifestyle. Feel free to join. If you're not new, welcome back. Let's get into today's video. On today's agenda, we're going to be doing a fully drugstore affordable makeup tutorial. I'm going to try and make it as detailed as possible and break everything down, show you guys all the products I use, and I'm going to show you guys my drugstore favorites, honestly, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a high-end makeup snob. Like, I have quite a lot of high-end makeup, okay? So these products are definitely products that I generally like for me to still have them in my collection and in the rotation. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So I have moisturized my face and I have done my brows. I always do them off camera. That's just a me thing. For my moisturizer, I did use an old favorite, which is my Weleda Skin Food. I would say this is more affordable because it's around the £7 to £8 mark. I believe it's under £10. I absolutely love this. I've been using this for years. This is really great if you have a more dry skin. I like my base to be very moisturized and hydrated, so I always go for this. So yeah, let's jump into the makeup. So for primer, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is meant to be like a dupe for the Milk Hydra Grip. I actually have that primer as well. My personal opinions, this is really good. It definitely holds onto the makeup. I just feel like the consistency and the feeling on the skin is a little bit different. But overall, they both do the same thing. Definitely hold onto makeup. I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer my Milk just because of the consistency of it and how it feels going on, but this definitely holds your makeup down. So we're gonna pump a bit on the back of the hand and we're just gonna apply that. Just a few pumps. It is quite watery as well, but you're just gonna take the primer and just put an even layer on the skin. I do find with this primer as well, it gets sticky very fast, so you wanna, once you apply it on, start working it in already, because this is already sticky and I literally just put it on, so be aware of that. So I'm just gonna apply this everywhere I feel like I need it, and make sure to go around my nose, around the little, you know, little parts of your face, and also around the mouth, because I feel like you lose makeup the most around your mouth when you're eating and drinking and stuff like that, and reapplying your lip combos. So you want your foundations and everything to stick down nicely. For foundation today, we're going to use the Morphe Soft Focus Filter Effect Foundation. This has to be one of my best foundation matches. I feel like Morphe did a really good job with their foundation range and the skin tone range in this foundation. I feel like people sleep on it, to be fair. I am going to use my finger just to pick up some foundation and then dot this around, but this is like literally one of my best foundation matches I have, and the coverage is very gorgeous too, so we love that. I do prefer to tap when it comes to applying foundation. I feel like that kind of gives you the most coverage when you use tapping motions rather than swirling. I think it's okay to swirl when you've like applied it everywhere, but I just prefer tapping motions. So I'm just gonna apply that everywhere. Make sure I get this forehead because I got a lot of forehead out today. I feel real vulnerable today, guys. I'm literally coming online with natural hair, and I feel like I haven't worn my natural hair on a video in a long time, but I know a slick bun and some gold earrings hate to see me coming, because this is like my default style when like I'm in between like getting my hair done or doing my hair. And make sure when you're blending your foundation, you come down to your chin area. Look at this match. I feel like it's one of my best foundation matches in general. It's so good. You can see my skin has a really nice radiance. Morphe, I have to give you your 10s with the foundation. Okay, let's get into some concealers. I feel like I'm a concealer queen. Two brands that have really good concealers, really good shade ranges for a good price point and just work really, really well have to be Makeup Revolution and e.l.f. Cosmetics. As far as Makeup Revolution, I do have a favorite, which I feel like it's discontinued now, which is really sad. So I have these XX Revolution concealers. Sadly, I feel like this brand has now been discontinued. And I do have some other Makeup Revolution concealers in two different formulas. Really good coverage, look really good, blend out really nicely, and almost can compete with some of my high-end concealers. So I think I've tried literally all of their concealer formulas at this point from Makeup Revolution, and they look really, really good. So I definitely recommend. The shade I tend to use in all their concealers is C13.5. And then we have e.l.f. Cosmetics, their camo concealers, the hydrating or the matte. I do prefer the matte version. I use one to conceal and then one to just give me an extra bright under eye. That's just my personal preference. So the one I use under my eyes is Deep Cinnamon, and then I use Tan Neutral to give me a little vim under the eye. So I'm going to do a bit of a mix. So I'm going to go with my Makeup Revolution concealer, and then I'm going to also brighten up with a bit of my e.l.f. as well. Go under the eyes and go. I literally had this in packaging because the last one was nearly finished, and I'm so glad I had it on backup. And we'll do some on our forehead as well. We're going to leave the concealer just to sit down for a few minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and blend that out. While we let that sit down, let's talk about bronzing and contouring. If you want to go for the more affordable route, it's just going for a concealer that is deeper than your skin tone and just goes for the undertone that you like. So I have another Revolution concealer. This is in the shade C17.5. I prefer to go for a darker concealer that just has a little bit of warmth in it because I want to look bronzed and less contour. Whereas a contour vibe would be something deeper in your complexion but something more cooler that's going to give you more of a shadow. So I'm always going to go for the bronzer girl because I just think it looks better. So this is the shade that I would go for. So this is the Revolution concealer in C17.5. But when you go into store and you swatch, you can kind of play around and see kind of what you would like. So I'm just going to do some placement. And then we'll rush to blend out this concealer because I've been yapping. And my concealer is drying. I was yapping quite a bit, so I feel like my concealer dried down a bit. If that ever happens to you, just put a little bit of setting spray on top and just apply a little bit more concealer and you'll be good to go. Do not panic. I'm actually going to use my vitamin E spray. This is by Superdrug. I love to use this for skincare. In between makeup, if I feel my face is dry, like I'm doing now, I just do a little light spray. And then I'll go back over with a little bit of concealer just to kind of wet it. And then I would go ahead and blend it. I'm going to start with my forehead. And just literally do tapping motions and get it to blend in nicely. I'm just going to apply a little bit more of that concealer, the bronzing type shade, just to make sure we have, you know, a good amount. Because one thing about me, I love a good bronzer, so make sure the skin's bronzed. I'm gonna go in for a lighter concealer just to give us a little bit of brightness under the eyes, a little bit here. I'm just gonna use this bottom side of the sponge and just, again, tapping motions and just go around the perimeters of my face where I want it to be bronzed and just blend it in. Do you see the material? Do you see the material? Like, okay. Who said you couldn't get flawless makeup and make it affordable? But this is the blend. Come on, like, she looks good. We do have to do the nose as well, so I'm gonna quickly try and do that, and then we're gonna set the under eyes because I hate for my concealer to like settle too much before I've set it. It needs to set like a cake. Okay, I'm just gonna literally give it a quick blend down the nose. I just prefer a bit of definition because I feel like otherwise my nose looks a bit flat because of the makeup application. So just adding a little bit of shadow. I'm just gonna go up, follow the natural curves of my face, so always bring your contour up into your brow bone so it looks more natural. I'm probably going to set it with some setting spray again because I feel like my concealer's been sitting for a minute and I don't like that. For powders, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys or sugarcoat any situation. You need to invest in a good powder. Nothing works like my Huda. I feel like Huda, I don't know what she put in these powders, but they are so good and I would recommend everyone try it at least once, okay? I've tried drugstore powders and it just has not been like 10 out of 10 for me, and I'm not going to sit here and recommend you guys or show you guys something that I just feel like it's not going to give, you know. So Huda. So I like to use the shade Kunafa for my setting powder. If I want a little bit of brightness of a powder, I will go in lightly with banana bread, but we're going to go with Kunafa today. I prefer to use a small amount rather than a lot and then it's too much. I don't like to be looking dry or like really ashy under the eyes. I feel like also when your under eyes are really dry, it makes you look older or makes you look like the little lines you have under your eyes, they're just a little bit too defined. No, I prefer to have like a more blurred finish, so I like to go with as less powder or as little powder as possible and then just like slowly set that way. I think it just looks better as well. I think if you put too much powder on, it's like sometimes you can't get rid of that powdery look once you've done too much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this side. The Makeup Revolution bronzer, I have the shade dark. I did have the shade deep as well, but either I hit pan on that and finished there or broke. One of the two, but definitely love to use the both of them. But this is the dark shade and I'm just gonna get a nice amount for my brush in. It does have quite a little bit of kickback, so yeah, that's a thing, but it's a really good bronzer. So we're just gonna apply that lightly because I feel like a little goes a long way with this. And I did swirl my brush. Just gonna kind of set where we put that concealer. Oh, I see I didn't really blend effectively on my concealer there, so I'm just gonna make sure it's up here because we just put powder up here, so sometimes it can make it look a little ashy, honey. We don't need ash. We want it to look warm and gorgeous. So now we're going to go into blush. We're going to try a new blush together. So this is from MUA. And look how gorgeous this colour is. This is called Watermelon. And I thought it was just so pretty. And I could not pass it up. Oh, she is definitely pigmented. She definitely has pigment. See how she applies. Okay, very pretty. That's pretty. The e.l.f. liquid blushes. I don't draw for these the most because I do love my Made by Mitchell liquid blushes. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But this is a really nice cute combo. I might pop this on top just a little bit just to show you guys. This is the Bronze Bombshell shade and this one is the Hot Pink in Coming In Hot Pink. I really wanted this one because I don't have like a hot pink blush. So let's just blend that in. I'm just going to use the Say brush. I'm just going to blend that in real lightly because we did put powder on. And putting liquid on powder ain't the safest opportunity, but I'm going to go for it. Just a little blending. So they blend in pretty nicely and also give the skin a nice glow. I don't often reach out for these just because I feel like they blend in a bit too much for me. Like they're too easy to blend away. So for me they're not as long lasting, but they are still cute. Give a bit of a glow. But I mean, I'm going to set my face, so it doesn't really matter. But they are nice and I love the colour combination. So now I'm going to set our face. One setting spray that I've been using quite a lot of and is literally nearly finished. This is the e.l.f. All Nighter setting spray. This actually sprays out really nicely, has a nice scent and it does hold my makeup. But I did pick up the new e.l.f. setting spray. This is the Power Grip Dewy setting spray that is meant to kind of coincide with the Power Grip primer. So we're going to use this one today, just see how we feel about it. This is the Shockingly Fine Mist Major Makeup Grip and it's meant to be dewy. I've never had a dewy setting spray, so let's see what it gives. Let's get the first squeeze out. Okay, it's very fine. I can't even feel it. Hold on. I felt like I had to go in with this. This is super fine. Like it feels like nothing's going on. I had to like spray quite a lot, but it doesn't have any strong fragrance. It's very soft, so we'll just see how that goes. Lip glosses. I'm just like NYX Cosmetics, NYX, whatever how you say them. There they go. Literally a whole collection of bar glosses. I also have their multi gloss collection, which I absolutely love. I haven't tried any of like their newer drops, but NYX, I feel like you cannot go wrong with a good lip gloss. Like they do lip gloss well. For lip liner, I think if you're not new here, you already know Morphe. I have beef with Morphe because why are they not restocking my favorite lip liner of all time? I don't get it. We're gonna use Richie by Morphe. I feel like it's very hard to find a really dark brown black brown lip liner for dark skin in general, especially in the affordable like drugstore range. So Morphe can be a bit inaccessible. For me personally, I would usually buy like eyebrow pencils that are like nearly black, like dark brown, and I would use them as lip liners because that's the only kind of like shade that I could get that I feel like comfortable and look good on my lips. Because I feel like when they say dark brown or deep brown, it's never brown enough. Like even the MAC Chestnut, people are always like, oh, liners for dark skin, and they'll bring you MAC Chestnut. It's like, it's a nice brown, but it's not deep enough for like that 90s vibe that I personally like. So yeah, that's why I never really bought it, because whenever I'd swatch it in store, I'm like, this ain't dark enough for what I like. So yeah, hopefully we get a bit more in the lip liner department. Ooh. And we will use NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline. A nice pinky gloss. And also the Revolution glosses are gorge, like they're clear glosses, plumping glosses. I have the glaze, like the little like thick like chubby bottles. I bought one the other day, I'm not sure where it is. I got a clear one because for the longest I didn't have a clear lip gloss in my collection. I feel like that's ridiculous. I'm actually going on top of my plumping gloss by ELF. This is the shade Cosmo, Pink Cosmo Rose, just a little bit in the middle. Just a tiny bit, just to give it a bit of plump. How do I feel about this setting spray? It's meant to give like a dewy look. I feel like that liquid blush gave us a little glow over here, which looks good. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling her. How do we feel about this dewy vibe? Oh, she's cute. Like, I'm with it. I'm with it. She looks cute. I'm used to more of a matte vibe, so I'm not really sure how I feel. But what do you guys think? I feel like it looks more skin-like and more like healthy. But yeah, this is the finished makeup look. I feel like the setting spray just topped it all off for me. I really do. I really do. We'll be using her more. We'll be using her more. But yeah, I feel like this just shows you don't always need to spend a whole bunch of money on the most expensive makeup to get a really good makeup look. I feel like a lot of it is just technique, blending, and using the right products where you should. I feel like the general consensus is that when it comes to complexion, it's better to go high end, so foundations, powders, concealers, which I completely understand. And then for more affordable, it's safe to say you can go for blushes, lip glosses, liners, brow pencils, mascara, stuff like that. You can just go affordable because it's harder to mess up. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's affordable makeup tutorial. Hopefully it was detailed. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Engage with me. I'm gonna put a product list. I'm gonna make sure I do put links. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Make sure you thumbs up, like the video, so you guys get to see more of my content. And I will see you guys in my next one.